This year isn't just business as usual.
This is not just the next event.
It's more than a place to come get motivation.
We're building a movement.
This weekend is about getting the strategies to take your business to the next level.
It's about freedom.
I know. You want to be a young pro.
And it starts
at the YP Compound 2.0. Let's get it.
Be young pro.
Told yourself you're going to take your life and business to the next level. Make a decision. The time is now.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Check this out. Sorry, tongue twisted. But this is Mikhail Hancock coming live from the YP Compound 2.0. Hey, check this out. Listen, it's not just another event. We're about a bunch of young professionals building a culture, okay, that's dedicated towards financial independence, not dependence, but financial independence. We're all about personal and professional development, where if you don't grow, your income won't grow. We're about empowering others because you know how the saying goes. Check this out. If you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything you want. And we're all about combating injustice. Why? Because there's so much stuff that's going on out in the world that's not right. It's just not right for anybody. And injustice anywhere is injustice to everyone that's alive. So we're all about personal and professional development, financial independence. We're all about sorry about that, but we're all about empowering others and combating injustice. And that's what the YP Compound 2.0 is all about. Welcome to the show, baby.
We cannot do this looking like this.
Come on, man.
No, come on. I'm not ready. No, not camera ready.
YP Compound 2.0. Remember that? Remember that?
Ooh, like this. This is my first time. Come on, like I don't even have nothing.
This is how we do it. Pros. We're the young pros. Hey, listen.
Okay, this is a close one.
This young pros. We're the young pros. We always look good. Oh, all right, yeah. YP Compound 2.0. What's up, everybody? Josh Lockhart here, and this is the YP Compound 2.0. Just heard from my man, Mikhail Hancock, and the four ideals that we adhere to here at the Young Pros, right? You can be young, you can be a professional, but if you want to be a young pro in Legalshield, that's what it's about. And you can actually see those on our Instagram page, so you want to follow along. If you're not doing so already, it's going to be at @LS_YoungPro. Go check us out. And so, hey, this is a live situation. This is not pre-recorded. This is real time. We're going to have some fun tonight. And so for my VIPs, listen, we're going to have a lot of interaction with you. Ms. Katya Joseph, Malik Self, Ray Self, They're all holding it down out there, right? So show them some love. If you're ready, say I'm ready in the chat. But listen, as you probably can tell, our folks in the VIP section, just want to let everybody know, if you see me lagging going on the screen share on the video on Zoom, it's not quite working. You're going to want to watch it on YouTube. So that's going to be at youngproshowcase.com. So if you have a team member, if you have somebody, just text them, youngproshowcase.com. That's going to see all the live stream. But, of course, you see them right here behind me. These are our VIPs. VIPs, let's say what's up. Throw your hands up. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Right? All right, so they're looking good. And so, guys, appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoy the show. And if you have any questions, our VIPs specifically, or our friends out there on the live stream, right? If you have a question, hey, how do I build with the Young Pros? How do I get plugged into the Young Pros? How can I be a better recruiter like some of these folks with the Young Pros? Drop it in the chat. Put a question in there. We're going to have some time later, but we're going to have a lot of fun. And hey, listen, you know you want to be a Young Pro. Let's get it. All right, guys.
Hey, fam, Young Pro fam. I know you are excited for this. Guys, give them a little gang. You got to give them some energy. Family, we are so excited to have you here today. It's our first panel. Way to kick off our breakout. And so I'm so pumped to be here today, so ready to rock and roll. I hope you have your pen, your notebook, your pad. I hope they've got paper on paper so they can make some paper on paper, hallelujah, right? So guys, I need you guys to be ready to take some notes because this is officially our part-time panel. How many of you guys are part-time in the game trying to figure out how to squeeze this in? You feel like you're too busy. You feel like your boss is always calling you. You feel like your girlfriend, your wife, the kids are always nagging you. Whatever you have going on in your life, you feel like it's just a little too much. And you wonder sometimes, I don't know if I have time for this, right? And so the point of this panel is to give you a little hope that if we can do it, you can do it too. There are a lot of us who are building our business part-time, spare time, slivers of time, and there's so many different things. So we're going to start off with some stories. If you don't know, my name is Jocelyn Brown. Super excited to rock with you today and be your panel host. I get to ask these rock stars all of the juicy questions that you want to know about how to be part-time. I was blessed to get started as a full-time college student. I was taking 22 units. Those of you guys who are in college, that's too much. It's too much. It should be a sin. And so I didn't have any time. I was part-time. Fast forward, I used Legalshield to invest in my entertainment marketing firm. Legalshield gave me time freedom. It gave me the opportunity to pursue my passions however I wanted to. But now I have 3 businesses, and even pursuing my passion still left me what in Legalshield? Part-time. And so now we get to ask some questions to some folks who are absolutely amazing and talk about what their strategies are so you can use those strategies too. So we're going to start with everybody's story, if that's all right. We're going to start with the incredible, the incomparable, the newest ring earner on the squad, 58, Mr. Marcus Twine.
All right. What's up, Young Pro family? So Marcus Twine here from Houston, Texas. Started Legalshield as a college student, part-time. My senior year. What Legalshield really means to me is just the ability to earn full-time income working part-time. We earn $50K on a part-time basis just because of the amazing system that we have in place. And my background is in nonprofit.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Farrah Shelley. My background is in law enforcement. I've been a police officer going on 10 years, actually 10 years this month. Thank you. Appreciate that. I was initially introduced by a coworker. I never heard of the membership, but it made perfect sense to me. Needless to say, I was really interested after he showed me how much money he'd just getting off me getting the membership. Long story short, I joined the business on a part-time basis because my job didn't think I was valued enough for a raise. I took the business serious, became coachable. First year made an extra $6,000. I don't recommend you going as slow as I did, but hey, it was on a part-time basis, just talking to people. Second year made over $21,000, with my highest year being over $75,000 on the side of while still working my full-time job. But guys, this has allowed me to travel the world, go where I want when I want, give back to my mother every month, and just simply change lives with this membership and this opportunity.
Hey everybody, my name is Andy Intrican from Birmingham, Alabama. My background is I started a landscaping business at 15 years old. All I've ever known is working for myself, but then I realized that my customers, those are my bosses. And so I'm going to get back to that later. But what I want to tell you tonight is that Legalshield came to my life whenever I needed them the most. I want to say Legalshield found me, right? I didn't find Legalshield. Okay, I was at a pivotal point where I needed help with my business. After I dropped out of college, I was making a lot of money in my business. I wasn't looking for any other opportunities. But whenever Legalshield saved my business, I knew I had to tell everybody about it. I knew I had to join the mission because it wasn't just about money for me getting started with another opportunity. I had enough opportunities, but I saw a mission that I could lock arms with that was congruent with what I was passionate about. So that is my story. I'm so excited about the future here with what we're doing, especially with the young pros in our generation. We're changing lives, and I'm loving every minute of it. Thank you.
What a powerful story. Hey guys, my name is Janae Cherie Tucker. I'm like, how do you go after that, right? Janae Cherie Tucker, working my business part-time. I'm a store manager at a salad company right now, and I'm a music artist. I actually didn't even know that I needed the services. I just knew I was broke. I had a performance deal, and I couldn't afford $400 an hour for an attorney. And the beautiful Ms. Jocelyn Brown introduced me to this incredible company. We've been able to generate over $50,000 on a part-time basis. And it's not just about the money that you make, but it's about the person that you become. And so I love the person that I'm blossoming into, and I believe that I'm only living my life to change someone else's. And so whether it's part-time, full-time, spare time, you can totally do this thing. As long as you give yourself permission to succeed, everything else will follow. So thank you for letting me share. Back to you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Just the stories alone, next level, right? But let me ask you guys a question. I want you to answer it briefly because some of this just seems really unicorn, fairy tale, too good to be true-ish, right? Guys, I want you to know that we have quite a bit of money sitting on this couch. Literally 000, some commas, 000s, right? And so I want you guys to answer this one question really briefly. Can you really do this part-time, period? And what is one strategy that you use that makes all the difference?
So, of course, the answer is yes, because we have the examples. And the one strategy I would share is to have a calendar. Put your schedule on paper. And, of course, you have your full-time job, so you have that set schedule. But put everything else on a planner. So that's what I would encourage.
I think we're going to be overlapping each other because I think we're all going to have the same. Seriously, but again, absolutely, yes, you can work this business. We're not the only examples, by the way. But I would suggest, one, like you said, have a calendar. Everybody's schedule is different. You know, I work the evening shift. He may be on the day shift. Someone may be able to overnight shift. Who knows? So it's always best to, one, what I love about this opportunity really quick is that what we used to call it, the wheel of opportunity. There's so many different things in this business that you could work. And you can find your niche in this business and what works around your work schedule to the point where you'll be seeing that you're working your job around your business part-time.
Awesome. Yes. Yes, you can. I mean, I was working 12 hours a day, you know, and like I said, I had a bunch of customers, but those were my bosses, right? So, I mean, I had no time, literally no time, no more time than y'all have. I mean, everybody has the same amount of time, right? So, but I would say, and we're all going to, you know, we're pretty much saying the same thing, but for me, what I learned to do this part-time, I didn't, thank God for Legalshield because my mentors taught me this, but time blocking. So I can be full-time in this sliver of time. So it's not just, you know, so I'm giving it full-time effort on a part-time basis so I can get more done in a consolidated period of time. So time block, and you can get the same things done that most people take 4 or 5 hours a day to get done. You can get done in 30 minutes to an hour. And then you just continue to do that, and it compounds. And before you know it, you've got a huge business just because of what you're doing when you time block. So, yeah.
So I totally believe that you can do this thing part-time. Of course, you know the answer to that. I'm actually working 12-hour shifts right now. And what am I doing as I'm putting the tomatoes in the salad? Wow, tomatoes? Okay, yeah, so what's your passion? By the time we get to the cashier line, I'm getting their email and figuring out how I can add value to what they have going on. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're spending all this time at work, you have regular customers. They have, you're building conversations, you're building relationships, and the name of this game is to build relationships. And so there's absolutely not a second that I'm not prospecting while I'm at work. And I'm understanding that it's doing both at the same time. They're paying me, right, to make the salads, but they're also paying me to help get this information out to other people so that by the time I get home, I'm able to time block, have the calendar, right, and do all of the things that they shared so that I can get them to the finish line and make sure that they see the information. So prospect while you're working. You can do it, totally, right?
All right, guys, the production team is telling us that we have to hold our mic down here. So if you guys were having trouble hearing us before, here we are, all right? This is our position, family. All right, we got it. So I want to ask definitely those who have had a full-time experience. Has anybody had full-time experience? I think Ms. Tucker has had a full-time experience. So 2 questions. Number 1, when do you go full-time? And is it okay to start full-time and go back to a job? Should you feel bad about that if you start full-time? So like those of you guys who got hit by COVID or something, maybe you started your Legalshield business, full-time, right? And this is what you did to bounce back, right? Is it okay to jump back into a job? And then Ms. Shelley, if you're willing to answer, when is a good time to quit your job? Fair enough?
So I believe that there's nothing wrong with going back and getting a job. In fact, all of this personal development. Is this right? A little more? There we go. So here we go. All of the personal development that I've gotten from this business has helped me to be accountable, but also learning humility, right? And so there was this big thing in my head, like, man, if I go back to a job, my story was always, I worked 2 to 3 jobs at a time, and I had to, leave it alone because I was depressed, and it took a toll on my peace of mind and my sanity. But then I realized, being in the house, how can I be a vessel and meet other people if I'm in the house all the time? And so not only did I have to humble myself and put myself in that position to do it again, I understood and realized that until you get to a specific point, which Ms. Shelley will talk about, right, you can totally work your business and have a job. I actually don't encourage people to quit their jobs if you have a job and you're working this business, because there's so many different opportunities that you can get just by stretching yourself. I feel like the more that you're stretched, it's like a slingshot. The more that you're stretched, the further you're going to catapult and accelerate to where you need to be. So there's totally nothing wrong with working full-time. And when I was working full-time, it could be a little challenge because you have a lot of time on your hands. And if you're not calendaring and time blocking, you probably will be busy doing a bunch of nothing. And I was that person as well. And, I'm able to admit that too. So, there's it's like a seesaw effect, but you can totally do this thing part-time. There's nothing wrong with having a job and working this business. And you can go full-time if you want, but just ask your success coach, at what point do you feel like it's best? Don't just quit because you saw your manager bonus. Just hold tight, right? And stick through it, because you may be an assignment at the job that you're at, right? You may not have even met the person that you need to meet to help change your life, or vice versa. So just stick around. And I'll pass it over to you, Michelle.
That was amazing. Wasn't it? Yeah, amazing. I'm going to say this. Hopefully this helps answer your question, Ms. Brown. So when I doubled my income on a part-time basis, by the way, with Legalshield, while still being a full-time police officer, I want you guys to keep that in mind. But when I doubled my income with Legalshield that I was making on my job, I was ready to quit. I was like, you know what? I'm out. I don't need y'all anymore. I'm rich. That's my mentality. I'm making this kind of money. I had never seen that kind of money working for myself, right? So needless to say, my mentor, Mr. Alistair Edwards, he told me one thing. He said, if you see a dollar bill and a $100 bill on the ground, which one are you going to pick up? Of course, me, initially, I'm like, I'm going straight for that $100 bill. He said, no, you're not. He was like, why leave any money on the table? You're going to take both. So he told me that I was not to leave my job until my residual income matched what I was at minimum matched what I was making on my job. And initially, me, being fresh in the business, never seen that kind of money working for myself, I'm like, you're just saying that you're already wealthy. You speaking from a level because you already got that kind of money. But I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. Who would have thought that COVID would have happened, right? And when I say that initially, I thought so that it made a big impact on my business, but naturally it did for the better, because it pushed me to stretch myself in other aspects of the business. But I say that because the average person would have been feeling like they exchanged their business was now their job, right? So to have that extra income, it's still extra income now. I still had the job income to fall back. God forbid something did happen with my business. So never be too eager to quit your business. Your job. If you do have a job, stick and stay. As my mentor told me, don't even consider it until your residual matches up. After all, you got your insurance, you got all other health benefits and such with your job that you can keep while you're still working your business and building your legacy on a part-time basis.
I hope y'all got those nuggets, right? So my next question is going to go to the gentleman, right? Here's the deal, guys. We all have hurdles, and we all feel like the excuses are worth it to not do it. We all procrastinate. We all have a struggle. I know sometimes I'll be working in real estate or working on music. I've been at the studio until 2 o'clock in the morning, but I have a PZC at 7:30 because of the team on the East Coast, right? And so sometimes it doesn't feel worth it, but when you overcome the hurdles, when you do the thing anyway, that's what takes it next level. So with our last 5 minutes, I wanted to ask Mr. Marcus Twine, I know that you've had some hurdles in your business. I know you've overcome some incredible challenges. You're super seasoned. And so the question I want to ask you is, name like a real big obstacle that hurt you and how you overcame it. And then, of course, Mr. Intrican. Am I saying that right? Mr. Intrican. Ooh, Intrican. I want to know from you, even though you overcome the hurdles, what's the biggest life-changing lesson that you learned from being part-time? I know for me, it changed how I dealt in the music industry and in my business, and I know it's affected how you've handled your business as well. So if you can answer that for me, that would be great. Hurdle and how you've overcome.
Cool, absolutely. And I'm so honored to be on this panel, too. This is amazing. I need my notebook. Oh, my bad. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. So, but a hurdle, I would say, for the married folks, right, folks in a relationship, having those necessary conversations with your family as well as your significant other. Because when you work full time, you also have a business on a part-time basis. And sometimes that could be a challenge when you have a significant other or even the kids that want to spend time, but they don't quite understand. And so that was a hurdle for me for 10 months. And I knew that I had 2 different conversations with my wife now, was fiance back then. And it was more so, hey, I'm going to be spending a little bit more time, right? I work my 8-hour job. I'm going to be spending a little bit. It's going to be some late nights because we have PBRs at the time. Last year it was private Zooms. And it was more so just kind of mapping out and painting that vision that here's the end goal, right? And you gotta for those that know my wife, she's not no halfway stuff. You either not going to do it or you going to do it. So when you have those conversations, you have to commit. And you gotta get it done. And so that was a challenge. We committed. We stayed consistent. As she started to see success, she started to encourage, right? So then you start to get buy-in from even my son, right? So and that really took my business to another level. And so that would be something that hopefully that helps, right? So
good stuff. So I'm trying to remember the whole question.
They're all listening, right?
But yeah. Oh my goodness, we need another 20 minutes because
we do, but technically we only have like 2.
2. Okay, all right. So cut me off when you're ready. All right. So I tell people this all the time: Legalshield is for everyone. Everyone needs to experience this. You need this. I didn't know that I needed Legalshield until I realized who I'd become because of being a part of Legalshield. Okay, I have, I did that where I started making good money that, normally, like I was looking at the overhead and I was looking at how much I had to do. I was like, man, this is so much more fun than what I was doing with landscaping. I've got to do this full time. So I just started doing less and less landscaping and more Legalshield. But what happened was, after a few years of plugging into our system, I realized I was a completely different person. My family even recognized I was a different person. Whenever I was sharing about this event that's going on right now, every year I realized I became a better person, a better friend, a better brother, a better husband, a better member of my church. Look, if we don't have our family and our friends, what good is business? I learned how to be better at relationships because of this business. So, and I'll tell you, like I started to go more full time. And I started to put more pressure on my business to perform. And I stopped myself in my tracks. I'm like, no, I'm going to make Legalshield fun again, because it was always fun for me, right? We've always have a good time when we get together, and I didn't want any pressure on it. And so, what I realized was that now, as I'm continuing my career outside of Legalshield, it's a part of me. It's a part of who I am. It's just like what we're doing. We're always thinking of how we can add value to people's lives, and then turn around and let them know what add value to ours. Wow. And now I know for a fact everything I put my hand to that I've succeeded in, I thank God, number one. I thank Legalshield, number two, because of what I've learned by being a part of this great company.
Wow. Just drop the mic.
Well, guys, this has been an incredible panel. I hope you guys took some notes. I mean, he dropped Habakkuk 2:2. He's, it's so much going on, right? When we are talking about how impactful your business can be to your life and how different you become. And remember, it's okay to have multiple streams of income, right? All the millionaires say you got to have at least 7. Hopefully, you're working on your 1 or 2. We're excited. We hope that this information helped you. Once again, my name is Jocelyn Brown. We have Marcus Twine, Farrah Shelley, Andy Intrican, and Janae Cherie Tucker. Thanks for letting us rock with you. Stick around. We have so much more coming up on the Young Pros Showcase.
Hey, I get to introduce to you somebody. I don't know her personally, but I've heard she got a good story, I don't know what else to say about it, honestly. Think about it. If you get nuggets, great. If you don't, it wasn't worth, you only spent a few minutes of your time, right? Hold on. Hello? Hey, no, I'm actually in the middle of doing something right now. Can I call you back? Are you serious? Wait. All right, hold on. Let me just finish this. Hold on. I'm going to put you on hold. Let me just finish this. Hold on. All right, look, I got to go. I got to run and get this call. But, yeah, so I'm going to introduce, what's her name again? Farrah Shelley? Farrah Shelley? All right, over to her.
So, yes, I was introduced to Legalshield, by one of my coworkers, one of my homies. And to be honest, I hated my job. I absolutely hated my job. I still do. So it's just something that was good. I was excited about hearing about how to make money aside from my job. He told me about it. The membership made sense. It made perfect sense. And then he really told me about the money. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even need to hear about the membership anymore. Tell me about the money. And so he told me about the money. I joined the business. I made a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to quit your job, hey, I'm telling you, join us and bounce. Leave your job. And at the end of the day, it has changed my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't even look at a job anymore. I don't even look at the job at all anymore, the same anymore. I just, and then to talk about, where I came from.
A few moments later.
So long story short, I've already told you between the ages of 12 and 17 what happened. So now when it comes to the opportunity, it's just one of those things where, you looking for more money, I'm telling you, do what you got to do. Get in here. The money's there. You can make as much money you want to make. You know what I'm saying? Throw in a couple memberships. Boom.
Hey, family, so excited that I get a chance to introduce to you someone that has been so instrumental to my business over the past 22 months since I've been here. When I got started, she took me under her wings and just said, hey, look, I got your back. Whatever you need, let me know. And I'm so glad she did that because I've needed her more than I ever thought I would. So without any further ado, let me introduce to you someone that knows 100% of the facts, down to earth, love to have fun, but more importantly, she loves helping people like you and I. Without any further ado, none other than $50,000 ring earner, Miss Farrah Shelley. Over to you, ma'am.
So yes, one of my coworkers introduced me to the membership. I have to admit it made complete sense, had never heard of it, but I couldn't see how anyone could go without having access to their Miranda rights, as we all should. So with that said, I got the membership immediately. He then told me about the business opportunity that was attached to it. And for me, you can make money rendering a service that everyone needs. So without any hesitation, I joined up for the business, became coachable, followed the system, What is meant for me is not only doubling my income at work, but allow me to do the things I couldn't do prior. Traveling the world, being able to give back to my mom every month has been everything for me. Being able to tithe more, the list goes on, and things that I couldn't do prior to having this access to not only the membership, being able to educate others on the membership and opportunity. So I have to say, what is your why? When I talk to people, I always ask them what is their why, because whatever your why is, especially when it comes to money, it's not about the money. It's about what the money can do for you in that why. So I highly get back with the person who.
Hey family, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Edmund Hunter, aka E-Hun with the Young Pros. Guys, this has been a phenomenal event so far, right? Like, we are just getting started and we have had a jam-packed event already, right? Now let's talk about that last clip though, right? How to tell your story. Wasn't that so funny, right? The beginning of it, how to not do it, right? Because so many people are just jumbling it up, right? Maybe they're telling their story entirely too long, right? Just running it on and on. But your story is so important, guys. And that's why we wanted to share it with you, because we really want you to learn how to tell your story, right? Because that's what's going to translate to other people. They want to hear, where you were and where you are now, right? And so when Miss Farrah Shelley, right, she was just talking and talking, and you saw, right, Mr. Martavius Tillman, he was sitting back like, are you kidding me? Right, you're still going. And that's literally what people are doing when they hear you telling your story and you're trying to tell them every single thing. We just need to tell them the most important things, right? And so that's why then when he started to go into the edification of Miss Farrah Shelley, right, that was so key when he did it the right way. Did you see what he did, right? He spoke really highly of her, right? He gave her her accolades, right? Her flowers, but he was really to the point about it. And so that was really great, right? And then she came on and just killed it. So guys, I hope you took some amazing notes on that, because that's really, really important, right? To be able to tell your story. And so, guys, we're going to go into some giveaways now, right? Because that's one of the main things that we want to do here. We want to interact with you guys. So look, Miss Katia Joseph, I want you to figure out something, right? Because that's like your specialty, is just figuring out what we want to do to give back to these young pros that are they're in the chat, right? So you guys drop your favorite emojis in the chat. We want to see some of you all that are participating here with us so we can give away some swag, right? Whether it be a hat, whether it be a bag, whether it be a shirt. Miss Katia Joseph is actually going to come up with something. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be fun, right? And on our next segment, she's actually going to be giving that away, right? But next, what we're going to be having for you all is 2 dynamic speakers, right? Just powerhouses with the young pros. Miss Jocelyn Brown, right? And then Mr. Martavius Hillman, right? So we're going to be going over to them here in just a moment, and they have just another amazing segment. So please make sure that you have your pen and paper. Make sure that you're ready, because this is so important, guys. It will take your business to the next level, but you got to be prepared. So guys, we're now going to go over to Miss Jocelyn Brown and Mr. Martavius Hillman.
Hey squad, and we are back. Guys, we get a chance to talk about some incredible stuff. You heard a little bit of my story, but getting started as a college student meant that I was like a little nervous to talk to people. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know if I should just be direct, like, hey, can you buy this membership from me? I didn't know if I was supposed to, beat around the bush a little. I couldn't figure out my approach. I couldn't figure out how to build rapport with people. And so many people just took us for granted because we were young. And I always thought, like, who's going to listen to me? I'm 18, I'm 21, and then, now, I'm older, right? I'm one of the older young pros. But I was really concerned about what people thought about me. And so today we get a chance to talk about a really cool subject, because had it not been that I chose myself and chose this business and chose what I felt like God had given me, we wouldn't own some businesses. I wouldn't be job free. There's so many things that I could say my life wouldn't be, because Legalshield is here and it's changed my life. So I'm going to let Mr. Martavius Hillman share his story, because it's next level.
Thank you so much. They always put me behind good people, right? Amazing people.
You're next level.
As she said it. Okay. So my name is Martavius Hillman. My background is actually in the adult beverage industry. Just a
I think it's on now.
I think it's on. but I'm always loud, so people can hear me. No, background is actually in the adult beverage industry, just a fancy way of saying that I sold alcoholic beverages for a living. I absolutely love what I was doing until I didn't, right? Which was about 22 months ago when my wife and I found out we was having our very first child. And while I love what I was doing, I was spending more nights in hotel rooms than I was spending in my own bedroom. And I knew if I didn't make a change, I was going to be raising that child through Facebook, FaceTime, and Instagram with the rest of the world. And I didn't want that to be the case. So I started looking for something different. And I'm so glad I did, because 9 months into this journey, the world shut down due to a pandemic. 11 months into this journey, not only did the world shut down, but so did my job. And, we just heard from Miss Janae Cherie Tucker and Miss Farrah Shelley say, hey, sometimes you go full-time by force. I went full-time by force because I had to make a decision, sis. I had to make a decision. Do I go back to work too soon and put my 3-month-old and my wife at risk of getting COVID-19, or do I build a business that I had been sitting on, playing around with, right, for 11 months? And I'm so glad that I chose the latter, because with that decision, I was able to not only help myself and provide for my family, I was able to provide for others, because my mom always said, baby, if God is blessing you, it's not for you to keep, it's for you to give to someone else. And that's what we've been able to do here. And that's what we want to continue to do tonight. So we're going to be talking about 2 subjects this evening, right? Or let me say it this way. We're going to be talking about 2 subjects that has been always overtrained and undertrained at the same time, right? So we're going to be talking about how to identify your audience and how to communicate with that audience once you identify them, right? But we're also going to be talking about personal development. So without any further ado, I have the pleasure of giving the mic back to my right. Have you seen the challenge? I'm going to pass the mic to somebody, right? That's absolutely amazing, because she is diamond bound, none other than Miss Jocelyn Brown. Over to you, sis.
I appreciate it, champion. I appreciate it. If you guys could see Miss Janae Cherie Tucker backstage, you have to know she's always acting up, by the way. So here's the deal, guys. Like he said, this is a topic that is always overtrained and undertrained at the same time. And I know you're like, how is that possible? I mean, because we talk about it, but today we're going to talk about it. Is that okay? Right? So, identifying your audience, right? It's really hard sometimes to know if you can talk to your friend, if the same approach for your friend is going to work as the same approach for your grandma. Right? And I know you guys are like, well, I know my people. They want to hear from me. They want to, they want me to tell them. I don't want to use that 3-way or whatever the case may be. And I just want you to know your audience never sees you the way that you think they see you. Right? If it's somebody that you think you can just tell what to do, that's in your circle, or a friend, you think that they're a peer, but they likely think that you look up to them, or that they're adding more value to you, right? And so never overassume what your position is in someone's life, right? Always assume that you're the one who's adding the value, and then they'll appreciate the value that you add. And then knowing how to communicate with those people, right? That's what we're talking about, right? Always assume what your position is, right, is very level to them, and always in position for feedback, especially with Legalshield. I know a lot of us say we don't want to be salespeople, we don't want to be pitchy. Guys, we're not salespeople, we're shares people. Like, if you're one of those people who's scared of sales, then just take that on as your motto, right? Share your why with excitement, be yourself, and share with them what Legalshield is doing for you. That's an easy approach. And then PD, of course, again, plays a role in that. So identifying your audience. How do you do that? Well, we're going to break it down. Most people call it the 4 fish, but I like to call it the 5. You're getting the Miss Brown rendition today, okay? Right? I like to call it 5 fish. So let's talk about the different fish. First, you have the sharks, right? The sharks. The sharks are people who love what? Money. That's what they're looking for. They're motivated by money. This is dictating people's motivations. Then you also have a whale, right? A whale is motivated by helping people. You also have a dolphin. I'm a dolphin. Actually, I'm a wolphin. I love to have fun, right? And help people, but dolphins love to have fun. If it's not fun, we're not doing it, right? So if you come to us with 100% of the facts, it sounds great, but it sounds boring, right? So the dolphins, you got to bring the jazz. And then you have the urchins. The urchins want 100% of the facts. They eat information for lunch, right? And then the last fish is what I love to call the starfish. The starfish loves recognition. That's this guy here. He loves recognition, right? But the starfish doesn't just love recognition just because. Starfish typically do incredible work, go above and beyond in what they're doing so that you recognize their effort. And typically so many people, especially in their job, haven't recognized their efforts. Does that make sense? These are the people who have high charisma. They're super fun. They're easily mistaken for a dolphin. But if they do something, go out of their way, and you don't say, hey, good job on hitting senior associate, they notice that you didn't say anything, right? So these are the things that motivate people. It's going to help you sort your list. So what kind of questions can you ask someone in order to, maybe expose them or find out what type of fish they are? Some people just assume, right, that what type of fish this person is. Oh, they love information because they work in IT. And wrong. They're so tired of sitting behind that desk. They're totally a dolphin, right? And so you want to ask questions like, what's your passion? If money wasn't an issue, what would you be doing, right? What do you do? How can I support you? That kind of stuff, right? Tell me your story. I know that's yours. He uses that all the time. Tell me your story, right? Tell me what's up. Tell me what's happening, right? And then on your warm market, you can start like just the catch-up conversation, right? Hey, how you doing? How's it going? Are you still at that job? Are you still living in this city? Things of that nature, right? How do you like it? Those are things where they're going to give you your key, their keys. And that's what I like to call their keys. They're keys that unlock their lock. Right? And you can't, remember that old machine where you used to like shave the key? You see like the older, it's like, we're young pros. You guys have never seen that before, but like, or sometimes even you put it in the machine, right? At Home Depot and like the laser cuts it, right? But you can't assume how to cut someone's key based on how they look. You can't assume how to cut someone's key based on the relationship that they have with you or based on their job. Right? So try not to cut someone's key for them, right? Allow them to tell you what their key is. And you do that by asking as many questions as possible, right? The more you're serving them, the more information you're going to get. The more information you're going to get, the more you're able to use. I know this just happened to you recently. And I remember you were telling me a story. I'm going to put him on the spot here. Tell us the story, right?
Well, first off, thank you. But no, it's funny because you said it in your segment when you said, hey, you think that they're an urchin, because I'm country, I say something else, right? Urchin. Yeah. You think they're urchin because they're in IT because of their field, but then by having a conversation with them, you actually find out who they are. So that happened to me with one of my aunts. She called me for a membership, and I'm always prospecting. Whether you calling me for a membership, you still got to look at the opportunity, right? So I'm having a conversation with her. Hey, how's the job going? And this is what God said. I dropped everything.
Sorry, guys.
No, she said, I absolutely hate it. It's not fun anymore.
Wow.
And I said, note, because I thought she was an urchin the whole time. Right? I thought she was a whale the whole time until I realized, right, she was looking for fun now. And I've known her now for about 20 years. All right, so I call her my aunt, but she's my mom's best friend. That happens. That's auntie. That's still auntie. Thank you. Right? So I've known her about 20 years, and all my life she's wanted to help people, and she just want the information. She don't care about, the incentive trips. But now, I hope she's not watching, but in her old age, she want to have fun. So she's went from urchin to dolphin, right? So you can't assume. I love how you said that. You can't assume that you know how to cut their key just by looking at them. That was amazing. So,
you're amazing. You want to talk about maybe indirect and direct approaches, or you want me to do it?
I'll let you do it. I mean, I'm taking notes.
I'm done with him.
I'll do direct, you do indirect.
So I love the indirect approach because that's totally me, and in your 8, you're totally a direct approach. That's totally our personalities. Okay, so indirect approach, right? Indirect means I'm not just going for the gusto. Maybe you're nervous. Maybe this is like your chicken list, right? And that's when you want to hit them with your why, right? So you get so excited and you just say, hey, auntie so-and-so, I'm so excited. I finally figured out how I'm going to pay my way through school, pay for my books, and I'm going to start this business that I've really, really been passionate about. I linked up with some entrepreneurs who are killing it. They're mentoring me. As a matter of fact, if I send you a video on what we're working on and what they're showing me to help me and guide me in life, would you check it out? I super value your opinion. So it's totally indirect, and you're asking for feedback. When you're asking for feedback, lean in on that, because later on the three-way call or something like that, when your expert knows that you asked for feedback, then they can say, hey, you don't have to sell, buy, or anything like that. Just would you support Martavius, or would you support Jocelyn, right? So it makes it super simple. Give us a direct.
Oh, direct. You got to be direct with it, right? So once you find out what fish they are, right? So if it's a shark, you're just going to be direct with them. Hey, listen, I know you're all about the money, and I've partnered with some entrepreneurs that's absolutely killing the game, and I want to make sure that you have a chance to meet with them. What are you doing tonight at 8 o'clock? And you got to have that posture, right? And I'm so glad that I get a chance to talk about this, because it's going to lead us into the PD part on getting that posture, right? But what if you're talking to someone that's a yellow a whale, Mr. Lockhart, man. I'm trying to the behind the scenes.
If you guys could see it, it's vicious.
And they only do us like this. They didn't do the panel like that.
That's because we can hang.
We can. Right. All right. So if you're talking to a whale, you say, hey, look, I know it's your life mission that you want to help people. But let me tell you right now, what our company is combating injustice. Come on now, you pros. We're combating injustice, and I want to make sure that you have a chance to add that to your life mission. Right? So you just being direct with it. You let them know it's not about feedback. It's about, hey, I have something that you want.
And that takes posture.
And that takes posture. And what brings posture?
He's about to do it.
Personal development. Now, I'm so glad, as you can see, I'm putting the notes to the side, right? Because I'm so excited that I have an opportunity to have this conversation with you. This is not a training. This is a conversation one way, right? So listen, perfect. They say I only have 4 minutes. I'm going to give it to you in 3. Personal development is amazing if you implement what you learn. I get this all the time. Man, I have read 100 books in the last 52 weeks. And I say, that's amazing. What did you learn from 100 books? They can't tell me more than 5. So what I'm going to do is, I bought some books that you probably know about. So this one, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, right? This book has taught me to keep pushing on. Listen, I'm not telling you to learn everything from what I think is 300 and some odd pages, 287 pages, right? I'm not telling you to learn everything from 287 pages. I'm telling you to pick one. The one thing that this book has taught me is to keep pushing. Why? Because of 3 feet from gold. Don't quit too soon. You done quit and you done sold your business to somebody else that went and found the person that was 3 feet away from you. Okay, we're going to keep on going. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Oh, this one. Start with the end in mind. I didn't even tell you all 7 habits. I just told you the one that stood out to me at the time in my life at that moment. Start with the end in mind. What does that mean for me? When I lost my job, I had to think about the end. Was I putting my family at risk? Or was I? The end result was to build. And now I sit before you as a $50,000 ring earner. The dream giver, right? The dream giver. This one has taught me, hey, some of your favorite people in your life may be your goblins. I can't remember what they call the person on the bridge, right? Your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your best friend. They may not support you, but guess what? You got to keep going. Because the dream giver is giving you that dream. The one thing, right? This one taught me you can't multitask. I needed this because I thought I could have a conversation with Mr. Singh and Ms. Brown at the same time, and I couldn't. That multitasking is failing at multiple things at one time. Make your bed. They tell me I got to wrap up, so I'm trying to go fast. Make your bed. This one has taught me, make your bed in the morning because you want to start off with a win. I start off every morning with a win because guess what? When I come back home or when I leave my home office and walk back across the hall to my room, my bed is already made up so I can feel accomplished about something. And then my personal favorite, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, I promise, because they rushing me. But it's okay. I got to tell you about my personal favorite, which is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, because that book has changed my life in the last 12 to 15 years. My mom put this book in my hand when I was 16 years old. I reread it again at 18. I reread it again at 21. let me tell you what this book has done for me. It has taken what has been simple errors in judgment and made them simple disciplines for me. So when I get in the car, I don't listen to music. I haven't watched the news since my freshman year in college. And if you know anything about my story, I'm still a freshman in college, right? But listen, what did you learn? I'm trying to tell you. I tried it, right? So I'm trying to tell you, it's not about how many books you read. It's not about how many audios you listen to. It's about the one thing that you pick from it that you implement to change your life. And with that, before I turn it over, did you have anything else you want to add?
No, sir. We're running out of time.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm done.
We're done. We love you guys.
You guys
enjoy the event.
Ring, ring, ring. Hey, Jada.
Hey, Kat. How's it going?
All is well. Listen, okay. I know that lately you've been saying that you don't have a lot of money, and I know that you're really super broke. And a friend of mine told me about like this thing, like where we can make a lot of money, and like you talk a lot, and I think like maybe you talk a lot, right? Like,
I mean, sometimes.
Okay, like,
but what kind of thing is it?
Like we'll make like a lot of money, like you'll be with me and like we'll tell other people and like we'll tell them about lawyers and like we'll get paid. Yeah, okay, so the way that it works is like we have like an app and you get to like tap on it and talk to attorneys, like it's really cool and you talk a lot anyway. Like, don't you want to make a lot of money?
I mean, this sounds like one of those things.
Oh my gosh. Like,
this sounds like one of those, I think you're doing a scam.
Just sign up. Like, I'm gonna send you my link and just sign, like, just trust me. Like, you should just, like, we're gonna talk about it tonight. Like, are you free? Like, can you join? Like, can you get on this call with me tonight and we'll talk about it?
No, I'm actually busy tonight, but what you can just tell me about it next time I see you. But if it's one of those things, I'm not interested.
Oh my
and
gosh.
To be honest, you shouldn't be interested either.
But Jay, okay, I'm coming over. Ring, ring, ring.
Hey, Kat, how's it going?
Hey, Jada, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. Just about to cook dinner.
Okay, cool. Well, listen, I don't want to hold you up. I only have a minute myself, but I thought of you. What are you doing tonight at 7?
Tonight at 7? I should be free. Just maybe watching TV or something.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I mean, you're so powerful. You're so brilliant. I see you running your own business and I really, really, really would value your opinion. A friend of mine showed me a project she's working on and I would love for you to check it out, and just share with me your opinion. So can you get by your phone around 7?
Wow. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for thinking about me. But what is it?
There's nothing that I could say to you that's going to be more powerful than what you're going to see. Like you have to get on it and see it for yourself.
Wow. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Can you send me the link?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you now, and I can't wait. We're gonna talk afterwards. I really can't wait to hear what you have to say. Okay.
Okay. Wow. All right. Thanks so much. Yeah, I'll get on for sure.
Awesome. Well, have a great dinner, and I'll see you tonight at 7.
See you tonight. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Again, welcome back. Look, awesome job to Platinum Bound, Jocelyn Brown, and Mr. Martavius Hillman, talking to your prospects and the different types of prospects. And did you all notice and catch that they said, hey, you shouldn't always assume who you're talking to. You just want to make sure you just go in smooth with the conversation and make sure you know the people that you're talking to, but never assume your position with them. Awesome takeaways. I'm so glad that I got that information. And Miss Joseph, again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the invite script, because the invite is so super important. We go nowhere, absolutely nowhere when it comes to inviting if you don't know how to invite the proper way. So ladies and gentlemen, check this out. We've been doing some things here backstage. We've definitely been doing some things, having a lot of fun backstage. And we've been giving away stuff. That's right, the YPs, the young pros, because you want to be a young pro. Look, we do giveaways. That's what it's about. We're all about a culture. We're all about having some fun. And we've been doing some giveaways. And so check this out. The first giveaway, or the first winner of the giveaway, and please forgive me if I'm butchering your name, but it's going to be Miss Akalia Gale. Miss Akalia Gale has won some nice YP swag, like this awesome shirt that I have coming in. Check this. Come on now. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. Who wouldn't want to be a part of the Young Pros to rock some swag like this? Check this shirt out. Look, YP, baby. That's what it's about. If you're not a part of the YPs, you don't know what you're missing. And I'm trying to tell you, you need to be a part of the YPs. Why? Because you know you want to be a Young Pro. You know. So look, we also have another. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We gave away not just one. There she is. How's it going, Miss Gail? We gave away not just one, but we gave away 2 YP swag things. Check this out. And our second winner is, his name is Mr. Denzel Rodriguez. Congratulations to you, sir. Congratulations again. And now you get to be fly rocking one of these YP t-shirts. You get to be fly. So listen, if you want to make sure that you're in on the next giveaway, make sure you follow us and plug in at youngproconnect.com. And that's youngproconnect.com. Make sure you follow our Instagram page too at Young Pros Official on Instagram, and make sure you follow us on YouTube at Young Pros Official. That's right, Young Pros Official on YouTube. That's right, baby. We are official here with the Young Pros. So again, congratulations to you, Mr. Denzel Rodriguez. Congratulations to you as well, Miss Akalia Gale. Awesome job, awesome job. So proud of you all. Congratulations to you all. Super excited for you all. Can't wait. Make sure you all drop some pictures with y'all's new Young Pro swag on there. Drop some pictures in there. Make sure you all get them in so that way we can get you all. Miss Joseph will get all y'all's information. And check this out. Coming up next, we have Mr. Bhavin Singh, and we also have Mr. Edmund Hunter, 2 of the top recruiters in the company. They're going to be talking about how to go out there and prospect virtually and in person. So how to prospect virtually and in person. So make sure you all got pen and paper. If you need to, take 2 pens and a lot of paper to make sure you take good copious notes. And at this time, we're going to turn it over to Mr. Bhavin Singh and Mr. Edmund Hunter. You all take it away.
Hello. Edmund Hunter. I am back in the house with you guys. I'm excited to be here to talk about one of my favorite topics, right, which is prospecting. But for those of you that do not know me, right, Edmund Hunter from Tucson, Arizona. My background is that of a former college student athlete, but my entire working career has been spent in the restaurant industry. I was working about 50 to 60 hours a week as a restaurant manager. Guys, that's not what I saw myself doing with my life, but that's where I found myself after playing some professional basketball, and that ended prematurely. And so I was at a crossroads in my life and didn't know what I was going to do next. And so I ended up finding this company, or I should say this company found me, changed everything. And over time, I was able to find my niche, right? And that happened to be recruiting and prospecting. I became a team builder. And so I'm excited to sit here with you, my friend, and talk a little bit about, what we do best, right? Which is prospecting and recruiting. And so that's a little bit about my story, but I do want to turn it over to my good friend, Mr. Bhavin Singh, so he can tell his story as well.
Awesome. Hey guys, thank you so much, and thanks for having me here today. My name is Bhavin Singh, and my background is I actually got started at the age of 22. I saw Legalshield for the first time. I was a college student, and look, if you're from Southern California, you know my story because I went to every community college in Southern California. I mean, I went to OCC, IVC, University of Phoenix, Santa Monica College, Irvine Valley College, Fullerton College, Cerritos College, Cypress College. And I didn't graduate, but I spent 9 years in college, and I only had about 20 units transferable. And that was because I didn't know where I wanted to go in life. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I remember walking to class one day, and I got called to take a look at this information about Legalshield. And man, just like you, I fell in love with what the company was doing, and here I am 14 years later, absolutely love what we do, and it's changed my life. And I found my niche, like yourself, in recruiting and building rapport with people and helping people to believe in themselves again, and from there, opportunity that we have here. So I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about some of your techniques with marketing and with recruiting.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. I mean, there's so many different strategies, right? And so when we were asked to do this, I really thought about it, right? What could we give that would actually be of value, right, to the young pros, right? Those of you that maybe you're brand new, with our company, and you're trying to figure this thing out like how I was several years ago. Or, maybe you've dabbled with the B2B space, right? Business to business or employee benefits, or, you do want to build a massive team and you're just trying to figure that out. And so what could we do to add value? And I think that because now, right, things are changing, right? I mean, we've had a pandemic, right? COVID-19, it changed a lot of things. We're not around as many people. And so I kind of translated that into doing a lot of social media marketing, right? And so that took some trial and error for sure. But it still started with building rapport, like what you were talking about. Right. And so, of course, you have to start with building a list, right? I mean, however that's going to be. And so I think sometimes, like, people will think about prospecting. They'll say, well, I don't really know that many people, because maybe a little bit introverted, right? Like I know I kind of am sometimes. I keep to myself. But guys, most of us have over 100 friends on Facebook at least, right? And so you can build a list. You don't have to know their phone number to put them on a piece of paper to say, I have an intention to contact them, right? And build that rapport. So that's what I started doing, right? I knew that people were in a place where, they were spending a lot of time at home. They didn't have a lot of connection anymore. And so I just started making those connections, right? I started, just saying hello, right? I started commenting on posts that people were making and just paying attention. And I think, that's what one of the most important things about rapport is. It's just about how well a conversation is going. So many people, they think that, when you're building this rapport that, it's really just about how can I get in there and talk about Legalshield, but really it's how can you get in there and talk about them to find out more about that prospect, right? The more that you find out about them, the more you're going to uncover what their desires, their goals, their wants, their dreams are, and then you can show how Legalshield can be a solution for them.
Yeah. And you brought up a good point. One thing that I try to do is, and I'll touch real quick on you talking about making a list and not having to know people's names. I remember when I first made my list, there were some people that I wanted to prospect, but I didn't know their names. So I actually described the person. So I put, curly hair lady that rang me up at the register at the grocery store. So I made sure when I went back, I would prospect her. I did that with the guy that was working at the bank. I didn't know his name, but I put big guy because this guy was huge. He was pretty buffed out. So I said, okay, buff guy at the bank that took my money. I'm like, all right, so when I go back to the bank, I'm going to go talk to him. But here's the thing. One thing that I've noticed, like you said, is the mistakes that I made in the beginning was I was trying to push Legalshield on everyone. And once I took a step back and I started to look at how can I add value to somebody else's life, how can I meet someone regardless of where they're at in life and make them feel better about themselves, right? So I made it a goal that anybody that came in contact with me, I wanted them to walk away from that conversation believing in themselves and feeling better. So wherever they were at in life, I would just ask them about them. So I'd say, hey, Edmund, what brought you to here today, to where you're at today? Remember, I was prospecting a gentleman that worked at Starbucks. He was a barista. So I actually asked him, I said, hey, working at Starbucks, always compliment, always compliment. I said, hey, working at Starbucks, that's got to be an amazing experience. You get to meet a lot of really fascinating people. And he started telling me what he didn't like about Starbucks. And I said, hey, I completely understand. If you don't mind me asking, why is it that you work here then? And he said, well, I'm trying to pay some bills. I want to save up for school. And I said, that's awesome. What do you want to study in school? So just in this process of asking him questions, he actually opened up to me about his why. Because once I found out what he wanted to do, then, one of the things he wanted to do was go to school so he can he wanted to start a business to take care of his mom. He wanted to help his mom out, buy her a home. I was able to use his why and say, hey, listen, this may or may not be for you, but what if we could help speed up the process? If I could show you some information where, hey, maybe we can help you speed up the process of buying that home for your mom, would you be open to taking a look? He was more open to looking at the information because now it wasn't about me trying to maybe recruit him, but it was about me saying, hey, this is something for you. I want to add value to your life. Does that make sense? So I think just asking questions has been a huge thing, whether it's social media or in person. So.
Man, that is so good, man. So good. Like, I wish that I could be sitting here taking notes, right? Because that was just so awesome. And one of the things that I found, this is off topic, right? But for me, just becoming a student. So I really hope that all of you that are watching right now are just being students right now, right? Because this information, right, can take you from wherever you are currently to the next step, right? Whatever that next step is for you, right? Whatever that next goal is for you. And so what I heard you say, man, right, is that really you need to be patient, right? Because some folks, right, in the business, and I know I was there too. Like I did it all the time. I remember, because I do most of my prospecting on social media, that I would just immediately go into someone's, inbox, into their DM, right? I wasn't sliding in the DM, right? I was dropping a bomb in the DM. Like, I was just going straight after, right? Like, look, hey, this is what I do, right? Man, just dropping it on them, right? Yeah. And I can only imagine that people were reading that and thinking, oh, you're just like everybody else, right? And so what I heard you say, man, is that you're asking questions, and that means that you're being patient. This is, whether we like it or not, it's a sales conversation. And in a sales conversation, you're trying to uncover some things. And so you do have to ask a lot of questions. And so that's really key, man. And so I learned to do that because I made a lot of mistakes. But the great thing about what we're talking about now is that you all don't have to make the same mistakes that we did, because we're telling you, right, that you don't have to make that just super direct approach, that you can ask the questions, be patient. And so I know that because of my own trial and error, right, I knew that, all right, okay, it doesn't work for me to immediately go, on social media and just tell someone exactly what I do and, ask for their business, right? Or to join me in business, I should say. So I started to ask them, hey, what do you do, right, for a living? And maybe they would tell me. And at that point, they might ask me back, what do you do? And I would immediately tell them, oh, well, I work with this mobile app company. And then I would tell them all about Legalshield, right? That's still too quick. I wasn't patient enough. And so instead, you in turn ask another question. So I would tell them, hey, you know what? I work with a mobile app company. We're, marketing and 2 digital disruptors, these apps that are super amazing. But you know what? What you just said was so interesting to me. How long have you been doing that? So I would ask another question. I wouldn't make it about me. I'd make it about them. Right. And so they would tell me, oh, well, I've been doing that for, X, Y, Z. Right. Let's say they said 5 years, 10 years. I say, man, you must really love what you do to have been there that long. Right. I would never bash what it is that they're doing. Right. I would never think, because I do Legalshield and I know that this is such an amazing opportunity, that whatever it is that they're doing, right, that they don't like it. Right. So, hey, I have an opportunity for you and, you should, you've been working there 10 years. I know that you must be miserable. Right. Because I was miserable at my job. I would never do that. Instead, I would say, man, you must really love working there. What's kept you there for so long? Right. What are your biggest goals and dreams? What do you want to do? What are your plans? And how soon would you like to do that? Right. Those are things that I would ask, so that then eventually they could tell me. And it's all about hitting that pain point is what you're talking about. Right. Is getting them to a place where they end up telling you, you know what I really would love to do is this. And you know what? I would like to do it sooner than later. I just don't know if I'll be able to because I work so many hours. Well, bam, that's when now I know that I can go back to talking about my opportunity, because now I'm giving a solution to the problem, right? And so now I think this is a good place, right, to be able to kind of transition to some techniques, right? Because, we're showing you, how to prospect, right, and why to prospect. But I know that some of you may be like how I am, where I'm like, okay, so I got that, right? Make a list, right? You want to build rapport, but now that I've done that, what do I do next, right? And so this comes to, one of our favorite parts, which is really being able to close, right? Because now that you've done those things and they're willing to see your opportunity, right? Now we want to be able to close them out. So what are some of the things that you like to do, since you do more, in-person prospecting? Like, what is it that you like to do to help you to close the deal with your prospects?
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, I got to say, I was actually approaching a friend of mine on Facebook, sending him a Facebook message just to reconnect. And I looked back at an old message from like 2008, 2009. Man, I said, like, hey, how are you? And I didn't even give him a chance to respond, because I literally typed out everything that Legalshield did. And I was like, man, I've really butchered this. So trust me, I've learned to don't make the same mistakes. But as far as, helping close out prospects, one thing that I love to do personally, I mean, we hear it all the time, is I always do a 3-way call. I always take it off of me and do it. And I'll never forget, a couple weeks ago, I had a new associate that joined the team. I didn't personally sponsor him. Another associate sponsored him. And he had 3 people on a Zoom call. After the Zoom call, we did he did a follow-up call with me and 2 of the 3. And both of them said, this all sounds great, but what do I need to do? And I said, hey, how hard did this person work to get you to share the information with you? And they both said, he didn't work hard at all. He didn't do anything. I said, exactly. So I actually told them, I said, listen, let me ask you a question. Can you share this same information just like your friend did with you? Can you share that with someone else? They said, yeah. I said, if they have questions, can you put them on the phone with me just like your friend did with you? And they said, yeah. And I said, if they get started, would you be happy getting paid for that? And they said, yeah. I said, okay, that's Legalshield. So my technique that I use the most is utilize three-way calls. Take it off of you, because remember, we want to do what duplicates, not what works. Make your business duplicatable so it can grow beyond you. What about yourself?
Man, that was fire, bro. And you know what? I love that because we hear it all the time, right? The system, the system, the system. And the reason I know that we have one and that we have one that works is because I do the exact same thing. You and I are not on each other's team, right? We don't work together closely like that, but I do exactly what Mr. Singh does. And that's because that is a system that duplicates, right? And so it's all about asking those questions. And why we implore you to be able to use that three-way phone call is because what you're going to do, what's going to happen is when you have your expert on the line, right, you're going to be able to learn from your expert. Right? Imagine exactly what Mr. Singh did right now. Imagine if he was your expert, right? You would be able to sit back on mute, literally just listen to what he's doing and take notes. So then eventually you can become the expert, right? Eventually you get to the point where you know the questions to ask. And so it's all the same thing in prospecting and in closing, is you still want to ask questions, right? And so you're going to hear your expert, right? If maybe your prospect is giving some objections, right? There's only a few objections, guys, like time, right? You know what? I don't think I have enough time. I don't have the money right now. I don't think that this is for me. And what you're going to do is you're going to hear your expert actually ask the questions, right? Because if you did it yourself, you know, it may not translate well, right? What if this was one of your good friends, right? Maybe they're just like dismissive, but if the edification process went, you know, well, and now you're on the phone with, you know, a Mr. Singh, and he asks now, you know, your prospect, look, so is there any other questions that you have for me? And, you know, if not, you know, is there anything that's stopping you from getting started today? And they say, oh, well, you know, I just, you know, I'm not sure if this is for me. Well, you know, and then they ask another question. It will then uncover what the actual reason is. And then we can deal with that. Right? But it's all about asking the right questions, and it's about you all learning from the best of the best. And we all have someone that is mentoring us or that can mentor us in this business, that is willing to mentor us. And so, guys, look, it's been my honor and my privilege to sit here alongside such a powerhouse like Mr. Singh, right? And to really learn from you, my friend, because you're just doing such an awesome job, right? And I hope that we've been able to give you all some value, right? That this is something that you all can take and apply into your businesses, right? And that you can explode not only your recruiting, right, but your businesses, and be able to be that expert for those that are on your team as well. So guys, that's our part here. That's what we have for you. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of this young pro showcase. All right.
And I met, in this case, Malik Self at the mall. And so just prospecting him at the mall, asked him if he kept his income options open. He said yes. And so I sent him a video on Prospect. So it let me know that he'd watched it. And so I called him and asked him what he liked best about the information. And he's like, the money. I said, great. Well, listen, I have the perfect person for you to talk to. And you know, he's around your age, and I'd love for you to connect with him. Now, let's do it the wrong way so we can show them how this plays out. So, you guys ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Hey, thanks Young Pros, by the way, for allowing me to be on this Young Pro skit. You all know everybody wants to be a Young Pro. So, all right, so you ready, Malik?
Yep.
All right, cool. And Rayvon Self, I'm gonna use your real name. Okay, I know we all actors, but you know. And I guess I would be, I don't know who I'll be, but just call me Darnell.
Okay.
All right, which is weird, but I know. Just work with me.
I'll call you Mr.
All right, Malik, I'm calling you. Ring, ring.
Yo, hello.
Hey, Malik, how are you? This is Darnell.
Oh, what's going on, Darnell?
Good, good. We met at the mall just a couple of days ago, and I shared with you some information and wanted to know, what you thought. What you think.
There was a couple people that shared information with me. Can you kind of tell me what it was, who you were again?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry about all that, man. I got somebody who's making a lot of money right now on the phone. So, yo, Ray, you there? Ray.
Yes, Darnell.
Yeah. Hey, look, I got this guy Malik right here on the phone. Malik, you still there, right?
Oh, he's here on the phone.
Yeah, I got him on the phone right now. Malik, you still there?
Oh yeah. I'm here. My bad. I'm at here at work, man. I'm here though.
Hey, don't worry about it. What I'm about to show you is gonna allow you to quit your job. So tell your boss I said hold on for a second. Because hey, look. Hey, look, man. Look, what I'm about to show you, this guy's making more in a month than most people make in an entire year. So if I were you, I'd step outside of your job. I don't know what you do, but it doesn't matter because it's gonna be worth it when you hear this information. Hey, Ray.
I already walked out.
Sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Malik. See, that's what I'm talking about. Hey man. Yo,
Malik.
Ray, share with him. What's going on?
Yes, sir, Malik. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, Ray.
Good. Awesome, brother. Hey, pleasure to meet you, man, and excited that you got to, take a look at what we do. Tell me a little bit about what you like most about what you've seen so far.
Hey, Ray, he liked the money, man. He already told me. He liked the money. Just talk to him about the money.
Ray, I love the money, man. That's all it's about, man. It's just the money.
Yep.
Okay.
Darnell, quit my job.
I know that's right. Man. It's a great goal, and I'm proud of you, right, for having that goal, sir. And what I can tell you is that I like the
Ray, tell him about the $99 though. Like right now, you get started for the $99 and then the $24.95 for the legal plan, the $29.95 for the ID Shield family, but he's probably single, so $15.95 for the single and the $12.95 for the home-based business provider. You know what I mean? It's called the business bundle special thing that you do.
Yes, sir, Donna. We'll actually absolutely get to that, but I do want to let Malik hear, right, what we've been able to do, so that way we
heard 99, but then I heard
the right way.
Numbers.
Okay.
How much is it really?
Yes, sir.
Well,
so
it's actually it's like $20 for the Legalshield Advantage thing for the website, right? Is that right, Ray?
Guys, as you saw, this is absolutely the wrong way to do it, right? Mr. Self, Darnell, did not let the expert speak at all. He might as well have done this three-way himself, with himself, by himself, right? So we do not want to cut off the expert, go on mute, right? And so now we'll jump into the right way to do it.
Ring, ring.
Yo, what's going on, Darnell?
Hey, you stored my number, man. That's impressive. I appreciate that. Hey, listen. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, man, I saw the information. It was amazing. So I saved your number. I said, I got to make sure this guy called me back. So when you call me back, I had to know it was you.
Oh, I appreciate that. I really do. Hey, listen, do you have 2 minutes right now? Because I've got something for you that I think you're going to be so excited about. But before I surprise you with that, let me ask you, what did you like most about the information?
I love the services, but more importantly, I love the money, the amount of income I can make, because the job I'm here now, I mean, I'm working paycheck to paycheck. I just need something, something more.
Yeah, no, I know exactly how you feel. And quite frankly, Malik, I felt the exact same way when I was working at the mall, and I just felt like, man, it's got to be something better out there for me. And I was your age. I was in my 20s at the time. And what I found was that there were people willing to show me exactly what they did in order to get themselves out of that situation, right? So here's what I want to do for you, right? I told you I had a surprise for you, right, Malik? Listen, man, I'm smiling. You can't see me right now, but I'm smiling right now because what I was able to do is get in touch with one of my business partners. He too started this in his 20s, and he's close to your age. So that's why I just wanted to see if he could spend 2 minutes sharing a story with you, because I thought, now this would be impactful for Malik if I'm able to reach him. And he does have a full-time job. He's a dad. But just as importantly, he's built a very successful business with our project here, Legalshield. And he said that he would be willing to spend 2 minutes to say hello to you and share his story with you. So if you got a couple of minutes right now, I actually already called him in advance, and he said he'd stick by the phone if I were to call him right back. So if you got 2 minutes right now, man, I could do you a huge favor. And again, this is my surprise for you, and reach out to him.
Oh man, that'll be amazing. I'm actually on my lunch break, so I'm down. I'm free.
Awesome. Well, listen, hold on 1 second, and I'm going to reach out to him.
Okay.
Ring, ring.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Mr. Self, how are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. How about yourself?
Oh, things are great. Hey, listen, thank you so much for taking time out to speak with my prospect. I know I just called you a few minutes ago to see if you would be available for me. And again, I know how busy you are. I actually have Malik on the other line. I met him at the mall just to refresh your memory. And he did say that he had a chance to watch the entire video. And what he liked most, he loved the services, but also looking to do more in life, right? Like I was when I got started. And so I do have a little bit of background on him. I do know that he's a senior in college. He has a son, and again, you know, he wants to provide more. He wants to create a legacy for his son and children he hasn't even had yet. So I thought you'd be great to say hello to him if you don't mind spending a couple of minutes with him. That would be awesome. And I think he's ready to get up and going. Quite honestly, he sounds excited.
Perfect. We'll close him out.
Oh, that's awesome. Appreciate your time. Again, hold on 1 second, okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. Malik, you still there?
Yep, I'm here, sir.
Listen, man, we are in luck. I was able to reach Mr. Self, and he's willing to spend a couple of minutes with you. Mr. Self, again, this is Malik, who I just met at the mall. And Malik, again, this is Mr. Self, the gentleman I told you so much about. And I'm going to let him share a few words with you right now. Mr. Self, over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, Malik, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Self? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
Awesome, man. I was wondering how much Mr. Darnell Self had paid, or you paid him how much to say all these great things about you. You know, I mean, he had some wonderful things to say, and so I'm impressed. I'm impressed, man.
Thank you. I just met him, a couple of days ago, working on the job, and he shared a little information with me, and I just thought it was amazing.
Awesome. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I mean, I understand that you had a chance to take a look at what we do with Legalshield. What you like best? What stuck out to you most about what you saw?
What stuck out most to me was the membership. I definitely wanted to get my will done. My parents talked about getting their will done. And when I saw that there was no additional cost, it was a no-brainer for me. And then when I saw that I can get compensated by it, I was like, man, this dude can stop talking 5 minutes ago. I mean, this is amazing. I know so many people that can use the services. It's just amazing. And, I love multiple streams of income. So even if I don't quit my job right now, I know I can have something extra, on the side. So the money is really what I loved as well.
Yeah. And those are things that stuck out to me too, right? When I first took a look at this, I saw it's not only something that everyone could use, right? Benefiting from the will, like you talked about, and all the services that we offer. But yes, we can get paid for it, right? I mean, when I started, I was, early on, right? My teenage years, from 18 to 28. I mean, to be quite frank with you, I'd had multiple jobs. I was working retail, and I felt stuck. But at 29 years old, I went to my dad and I said, hey, something's got to change. And he said, yeah, son. I mean, you have 2 kids at home, got your girlfriend, you're working your full-time job, and you're broke, right? And so something's got to shift. And, after him sharing this with me, putting me on that game plan, that very next month, we started to make a full-time income on a part-time basis. And it just hasn't been that bad since, Malik. And so, we want to do the same thing for you, right? All you got to do is be coachable, willing to learn, and have that burning desire. And, I'm telling you, man, I'm looking forward to all your success and things that's going to happen for you. And so where do you see yourself from a scale of 1 to 10 of getting started with us, making money right away?
I mean, if you can give me that game plan that he gave you, I'll be a 10. You know why? Because I'm in retail and I feel stuck right now, right? And I'm not excited getting up for work, and I just want to be excited doing something. So, I mean, if Darnell can share that game plan the same one he shared with you, I'm a 10.
Awesome. Well, hey, look, Mr. Self, if you can share with Malik your link and walk him through. It's about a 4-minute process and getting him signed up. I know he said he's ready to start making some money right away. And just walk him through that. We'll get his game plan set up. And Malik, I look forward to congratulating you as not only a brand new associate, but getting a promotion in our company, getting your first check. How's that sound?
Oh man, that sounds amazing. But before I go, I just had one quick question. So I know that when I saw the presentation, there was a bundle going on. Is that still available or?
Absolutely. That's why you're getting started at the right time. You're at the right place at the right time, sir. $99 for this bundle. You get signed up, get your memberships covered, as well as become an associate, which is usually $167. You have such a savings right now, bro. Congratulations on getting started right now. Congratulations
to you. I really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Mr. Self, thank you so much for your time once again. I know that you help out so many people with our company and don't have to take time out to do this for me. But I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you. And Malik, if you could hold on 1 second, we're going to walk right through the website, and I'll stay on with you so that we can help you to get up and running, and then we'll do that game plan interview. So I'm excited for it. We're going to get you paid sooner rather than later.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, guys, for your time.
All right, thank you. Hold on 1 second. All right, Mr. Self, thank you so much. And listen, I know we're going to do some great things together because all of our last name is Self, so it sounds to me like we're about to create a Self legacy.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, hey, what's up, guys? We are here with
super powerful. There is so much value in third party, and I know you guys felt that at home. I remember my mentor, Miss Jocelyn Brown, telling me at the beginning when I just launched my business, you know, your prospects, they're going to trust you, but they're going to respect your leadership. And, you know, that was just something that I just stuck with me. And, you know, it just taught me the power of just edify. You can't edify enough. And, you know, your business really does reflect how much you edify. And, you know, I just love that, you know, we got to witness that role play there. And, you know, I'm sure it's going to help somebody at home within your business. So with that being said, what's up, Young Pro family? My name is DMLA Robinson, and right now I am about to announce some winners for our swag bag concert. And really quickly, I have the names loading up here. Can I get a quick virtual drum roll, please? Let's get it really quickly. Let's get boom. There we go. Miss Karima Yusuf. Woo! Congratulations, Queen. Congratulations. You're gonna get your swag bag, and you're gonna be swagged out. And next we have another winner. I see one loading up here. Mr. Kevin Charette. Congratulations to you as well. You have officially been swagged out. Okay. And we are still doing some giveaways. So if you want to win yourself some swag gear, all you got to do is just drop some good luck charms down in the emojis, down in the chat. And that's where we're going to be selecting our next winner. So just make sure you're there. Drop them emojis, make them present, make sure you're seen, and you'll have your chance to be seen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get to hear from Rachel Lawton, who is our business specialist, business solution specialist. And with that being said, Miss Lawton, over to you.
All right, hey, what's up, guys? We are here with Miss Rachel Lawton.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, she's a 150K ring earner, and she is a dynamo in the B2B world of Legalshield, that is employee benefits, also known as business solutions. In fact, maybe you've seen something on Facebook about LinkedIn with Rachel. She's doing an incredible job on social selling. And the thing is, with our business, we have lots of different facets that we could find ourselves in. We could protect individuals with legal plans and identity theft. We could also protect small business owners. Of course, we could talk to corporations, large and small. We could recruit and build a team, and we could do all sorts of things. And she's really done it all. And I'm going to let her kind of share her story, and we'll get into it. But the idea here is to really let everybody know of all the opportunities that exist, so we just don't get focused on one thing and then we never get to all the great things about Legalshield. Because sometimes you're like, wow, I didn't know it does all of this. Kind of with a membership, it's like, I didn't know it did all this. I thought it just did a will. So Rachel, I mean, just really quick, when you got started, you know, just tell us kind of your story of like getting started and kind of that first a little bit. Like, I know the story, but that first little bit about getting started in Legalshield.
Yeah, well, thanks, Josh. And hey, Young Pros, I'm so excited to be here with y'all. What a great conference that we were about to embark on, and just awesome to be here with you. So, you know, as Josh mentioned, sometimes we just simply miss opportunities and we don't even realize that we've done so. So a little bit about my history and background. I've been with Legalshield now for 8 years. I can't believe it. Actually, yesterday I received a social tag from my very first convention. It happened to be on the exact same date when we landed here. And it's just super awesome. So my background during that time was waiting tables, and I owned a small cleaning company called Rachel Rags. I'm still really proud of that. But you know, just understanding the model of business is really what being self-employed did for me. When I came into my Legalshield journey, now I'll just be real with you guys. I wasn't thinking that this was going to be, you know, my career for the rest of my life. I was looking to make a side hustle, make some side time income, and I started on the network side. About 6 months in, I was able to take a group school, which is what we now call certification class in business solutions. And I really felt like that was where I wanted to be. Now, I never had the opportunity to go to college, but I had this yearning inside of me to really work with businesses, corporations, you know, wear nice clothes, have a headshot, all that good stuff. And that's what really set me on the trajectory to focus my efforts in the business solutions arena.
Okay. So tell me, like, going back to that first class, who told you about it? Right, so you were doing network and probably doing home events and all the things that we do.
Yep.
Right, and so where did you find out about it? That's question number one. Where did you find out about it?
It was a Super Saturday that we had in our local market.
Okay.
And our state trainer ended up being there, Mr. Steve Baker. Okay. And he talked about an up-and-coming class, and I thought, well, I haven't taken that one yet. Let's go.
That seems pretty cool. That's something else. Okay, so, and then what, I guess for you, you know, what did you see different? Like, you know, you said businesses and companies, but what specifically? Was there some things that really stood out to you in the class that was like, oh, I like this?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I was completely terrified to speak in front of public, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is crazy because we're here now. Talk about growth.
I know. I said when I started, I'm like, I'll never wear a suit and talk in front of people. I lost that battle.
And here we are. No, the thing that really triggered me was when Steve was crunching the numbers and he was talking about going into companies and corporations and meeting with a team of employees and signing up 7 out of 10, right? That's as a new up-and-coming associate, that's $700 to $1,000, if not more, during a presentation. And I thought, well, if he can do it, he was a painter and a motocross racer and all of that. He never went to college either, and I really we clicked.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if he can do this, I can do this.
Yeah, and fair. I know Steve. I would say that. I like him, but I would agree.
Yeah.
So right away, and I heard those things too when I first took the class, and I met some folks. I'm like, oh wow, you can make a big commission for doing one presentation, the same as doing one at a time. So that's appealing. I know for different people though, that sounds good, but then right away that's like, okay. Now maybe we can talk about this year and how things have changed with the shutdown and virtual, but I'm like, okay, I got to go and contact somebody. I don't know who to contact, businesses, something I've never done. I got to do a presentation. What materials do I bring? What are they going to ask me? Just went in panic mode about this is like a whole different thing. I have no clue, but yet I'm in this class and all these what if questions. So on the same note, you say, okay, you could do that. That attracted me. Let's talk about the other side is what about the people that are like, nope, that's not for me. Should they just, basically tune out for the next few minutes we're talking?
No, my gosh, I hope you're tuned in. This is the deal. We attract different people into our businesses, right? And if you're out there recruiting, wouldn't it be so great to have a top producer on your team that gets you ED qualified every single month, right? So when we go into, first the triggers there, and I realized that I really wanted to focus in that area of my business. my upline, Craig Hepner, shout out to Craig, he was like, if this is the trajectory you want to go on, you know, I don't know much about that area of business, but, you know, find a mentor, get a coach, have somebody assist you and help you with that, because it's a learning curve, right? It's something I had never done before.
Yeah.
It was foreign to me. So I ended up, quote unquote, hiring Steve Baker to be my mentor, and that's what helped me.
All right, so you mentioned Mr. Hebner, which he's been on one of our legend calls. For anybody that doesn't know him, he's what now, a 600K ring earner or something like that?
He's a true legend.
And
yeah.
He's really big in the B2B space, right?
Not at all.
Not at all, right?
I don't think Greg's probably ever opened a group.
He may or may not be able to spell B2B, to be fair, right? But no. So he's very much into team building. He's traveling. He's surfing.
Yeah.
But yet he has people like you on his team that really found that niche. So, like you said, I just want to be clear to everybody. He, Mr. Hepner, did not train you to do this. It was somebody else that had that, you know, niche, right?
Yep.
Okay, so if anybody says, well, my upline, they don't know much about that, what should they do?
Well, what they should do is get in touch with a local field trainer. We've got amazing field trainers throughout the entire US and Canada that are ready. One of the best things that our corporate office has done, shout out to the home office and our trainer support team, is they've actually put in an infrastructure to have trainers that are doing this every single day at the ready. So you can call, get a mentor to assist you in that learning curve, but also having success in that trajectory. And so if you've got somebody on your team that is, you know, they've got the fire under them and maybe you're going, I don't know what to do, right? We're kind of trained in this business that we have to learn and know everything. That's not true, and that's not true leverage, right?
Right.
That's
right.
why we have
good.
experts out in the field that are there and ready to help.
Okay. So, and I'm glad you said that. You don't have to know everything. As somebody who's wanting to build teams, you know, like at different times in my business, I've been the guy that's like, oh, I'm going to go do B2B for a while, and I'm going to go do small business, and I'm going to recruiting. So at one point in time, I've focused on all, and I don't recommend that personal experience. But at the same time, like I feel like I do know enough about the different areas, so when somebody comes in, I can say, hey, you know, go check this out, go check that out. So what are some things for anybody who maybe has people on their team? Let's go back to when you kind of made the transition, right? Like, what was happening in your personal business when you were before the class that maybe not so much for frustrations, but you're looking for like, okay, I know I can be successful, and you know this and this, and then when you went to class, you're like, oh, this is it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. And I think one of the things that I did wrong, so I can relate to you, Josh. And if you guys are out there going, oh my gosh, I feel like that hamster too. Well, you know, we were taught the wheel of opportunity, right? And so this is where I found myself in this business. I was doing the private business receptions every Monday night in my 1-bedroom shoebox apartment, right? And then on Tuesday nights, we had a local business briefing. Wednesday nights, I was on, you know, multiple conference calls. Thursday, maybe I would go to a CDLP training. Friday, maybe I would go to a small business training. Saturday came around, and then I'm at Super Saturday. Then Sunday comes around, and I'm trying to do my plan strategy for the week. And well, I just took a small business class. So now this week I really want to focus on small business. Well, then the next week I go to another Super Saturday and it's like, oh, recruit, right? Oh my gosh, I totally got off focus. So now this week I'm going to focus on recruiting and doing all the network stuff. And then I go to employee benefits training and then I'm like, I need to go prospect companies, right? And my mentor sat me down, and one of the best things that he ever told me was, I said, I don't understand. I am literally doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Right. Like, this is what I'm being told. And he said, that's your problem. I'm like, what? And I was so mad at him. I'm not going to lie. I was so mad. I was like, okay, whatever. Hang up, whatever. I blew some steam off. And I really took a look. The biggest question he asked me was, what do you love most about what you do with Legalshield?
That's good.
And the answer was employee benefits.
Okay. That's really good. That's really good. So again, and we've kind of touched on this. So for somebody who's relatively new and they go, okay, it's great membership. I can market it. I went to Fast Start and, you know, I can get a bonus. I don't even know about all these things that you're talking about, right? What advice would you give that person?
Well, this is so awesome because our trainer team, Mr. Mike Riches, he is our VP of training, right? So he is doing free employee benefit certification trainings all month of April.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
All you have to do is go on out to thelegalshieldcalendar.com. So we have level 1, which is your basics and kind of your intro into employee benefits. And then level 2 is the full certification. They are totally free this month only. So I would say take advantage of that. And even if you yourself have no interest whatsoever, it would behoove you to at least take the class so that you can guide the folks that you're recruiting to where they need to go when they decide where they want to make their focus.
Okay, awesome. And I'd just like to know, right, if you're like, I would like to know more about that arena, drop in the chat, know more, KNOW, know more. Just to kind of see, is this something that people want to know more about? If they're interested in hearing about this, because it's incredible, right? Again, you could just build teams and recruit. You could recruit a bunch of Rachels. Wouldn't that be awesome? You want to switch teams?
I don't know if this world can handle more than one Rachel.
Fair. That's fair comment. And so I remember I've taken these classes. I've taken level 1, a bunch of times. Level 2, a bunch of times.
I remember coming out to North Carolina.
Yeah. It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember, you were there, and then I took one with Jimmy Parrish, who's only sold, the best. I don't know,
19,000 memberships.
Something crazy.
Yeah.
And it was so funny as somebody who's very much wanting to recruit and build teams. A couple of the exercises that we did in that session, like really sparked a light bulb in my head, and I came away with 40 new contacts that I had not even thought about. I've been in the business over a decade, right? So. Would you agree? I mean, everybody should at least take it to know what's out there.
And who you're looking for. And this is the other thing to keep in mind, and what I love about what you just said. First and foremost, you can have success in any area of this business. So that's what I'd like to leave everyone with here today. Regardless of where you want to lie your focus, you can have success anywhere. But lesson number 2 is that, figure out your niche, find your focus, but don't leave money on the table. So what I mean by that is, if you're top recruiter, right, chairman of the Young Pros, but he sees that there's a money opportunity out here, you don't have to do that all on your own. I'll tell you what, there are so many network associates that come to me and say, Rachel, I've got a lead list. I would love to make an introduction to you and split the commission. If you would be willing to assist me through that process, because I don't want to major in that art, but I don't want to leave the money on the table. So we partner with folks all over the US, and to your point, now that we're in a virtual environment, it's never been easier.
Okay, I mean, so that's like having a team. So if I partner with you, that's like having a team with you on it without actually having you on it. Right?
Bingo.
So it's leveraged income. Don't we like leveraged income? So, okay, so you mentioned the virtual space, right? So, I mean, we're doing Zooms all day long. We do Super Saturday Zooms. We're on a live stream right now. Shout out to our VIPs on the Zoom. But so what's it been like for you guys with companies? I mean, how has that been? And I guess how has it been, and then how's it going, right? Because I would say out of all the people, I mean, certainly there's tons of successful associates out there, but I would say from what I can tell, you're kind of leading the charge there.
Well, thank you. I don't know if I can take that one, but I appreciate it.
In my book. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Josh. So this is the thing, our world has shifted and changed so much in this last year. It's not just us. Think about companies and what they're trying to do for their employees, right? They're trying to figure out, do I bring them to work? Do I not bring them to work? What are the different pitfalls and things that are really tough? Mm-hmm. One of the things that I would say that has sort of maybe given me just a little bit of a leg up is that I live in the state of Minnesota, and half the year we are under snow and ice and we can't travel. So I learned how to pivot my business in a virtual environment 3 years ago. Yeah. So I've been doing Zoom meetings with employees. I've been doing Zoom meetings with DM decision makers. That's what we call a DM. In fact, just today in my hotel room, I had 3 separate Zoom meetings with companies, locked in a new one. So yeah, you can do that from Ada, Oklahoma. You can do that from Minnesota. You can do that literally from anywhere.
So, I mean, that's great. I mean, at the end of the day, we protect families, right? Now, and then we make a great income. And however you do that, right? It's like you don't get extra credit if you do it this way versus that way. I mean, the money's still green. But I love how you said, so you did 3 separate meetings. And I know a lot of times people go, I've had these conversations, right? Oh, I'm going to go to the biggest company that I can find, and I'm going to talk to them, and then I'm going to make a bunch of money and sail off to the sunset. So that's one part of it. So maybe we can speak on that in a second. The other part of it is every company, every business, mechanic shop, nail salon, the plant down the road, I mean, at the end of the day, you're still first talking to one person. So so yes, it's different, but you're still communicating the value of the service to somebody sitting across from you, virtually or whatever, right?
Exactly.
All right. So, yeah, the thought about that big whale account, right?
We call that elephant hunting, and we don't do that. So the reason for that is, I would say too, I grew up on the east side of St. Paul in Minnesota. So any of my fellow Minnesotans out there, you know what that means. But it's literally right down the street from 3M. Massive corporation, right? So the second I got out of group school, I was like, I'm gonna go knock on the door at 3M. This is the thing. No, it's not gonna put food on the table, right? We look for small to mid-sized companies, meaning between 1, which is a self-employed, up to 50 is kind of the sweet spot. The reason for that is it's a quick turnaround. You typically only have one decision maker, and it's the owner of the company. So you're not having to do multiple meetings.
Right.
Also, they're much more engaged now in the year 2021 because they've had to shift their business focus hugely over the last year. Many of them are, working from home and working remote as well. So when you, as a trusted advisor, tell the company owner, hey, we can do this really simply, really easily. We don't have to bring people in-house. I'll just send out a link, have them hop on the meeting, and maybe we'll do a raffle prize drawing or something like that to engage them. But we do not elephant hunt because it's going to leave you starving at the end of the day. The company that I closed out just today has 35 employees. They're perfect for our small business and our legal and identity theft plans.
Absolutely. So again, just to kind of come back to it a little bit, let's say, I'm out there recruiting and, I have somebody on the team and they're like, I really want to, I love this service. I'd like to market that. And maybe I have a background in professional sales or insurance or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's not my thing. And maybe I'm relatively new and I don't know too much about that. Again, just to kind of drive it home, as the recruiter, how should I handle that?
Well, number 1, identify their strengths. Okay. Understand and know that if that's their strong background, you've got to plug them into the focused areas of the company that are going to help them grow on their own trajectory and get yourself out of the way as quickly as you possibly can. Again, third-party edification, right? Yeah. So get them into a training class. Yeah, you know a little something about that. Yeah. It's the same thing in business solutions. It's just a different way of thinking. So plugging them into the business solutions training, the business solutions calls, inside of every region, regardless of where your state is, you've got a regional trainer that manages everything there, and they're going to be your best friend when it comes the time when you've just onboarded and recruited a new professional seller, insurance agent, or benefit professional. That is going to really help you on your area of success without deviating your focus.
That's great. And so with all that said, I know that you are running different trainings, you got stuff going on. So where are some places that people could follow you and what you're doing?
Oh, thanks for asking. Yeah. So I am a regional trainer for the Midwest region. Shout out to my Midwest peeps. You can find me at Midwest Region Legalshield Business Solutions on Facebook. Also, if you're interested in anything to do with LinkedIn, I do love to train all sorts of different sales professionals on that platform. But you can find me on Facebook, most certainly. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. And you'll just go to Rachel Lawton.
Okay, awesome. I've taken the class. It's amazing. I recommend it to anybody that's trying to do more selling and or recruiting on LinkedIn and social platforms. She knows her stuff. So really appreciate it. Regardless of whether you're, just doing this part-time Maybe you're one of our top team builders, and you're senior director, executive director. You're running for the ring. You just got the ring. Maybe you're one of our small business sellers, or you're like Rachel, who just really is going and head on that. I mean, the idea here is we're young professionals. We're not young professionals that only do this, and this. We're all young professionals, however it slices or dices, right?
And we're looking for other young professionals.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, end on this, right? So they're hearing this, and okay, 150K ring earner, da 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 da. Just how many memberships have you sold?
I've sold just shy of 3,000.
3,000. So for anybody that's like, oh man, I just want to make Performance Club, right? Keep doing what you're doing, but just know that you can make a shift. And hey, maybe you could be the next, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Maybe you could be the next top recruiter. Maybe you can be the next, person that's running the stage, right? That could be you. So Rachel, definitely appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And hey, hope you guys enjoyed the event. See you on the next segment.
See you later, guys.
Ooh, so ring.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, bro? What's going on with you?
Hey, not too much, man. Just put the daughter down for bed, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing incredible. Hey, listen, did you get a chance to watch that video I sent you?
Yeah, I watched it. A little bit of it, man. I was a little busy though.
What did you think about what you saw?
Man, I kind of think it sounds like one of those pyramid things, bro. Like, I don't know if I have time for something like that.
A pyramid, man. What you talking about?
Yeah, where the person on the top makes all the money.
Bro, man, hold on. Where don't you have a job? Where you work at?
What do you mean, where do I work at? Of course I got a job. I work at a restaurant, bro.
You got a boss?
Yeah, don't you?
No, I don't have a boss. I'm self-employed, man. Does your boss have a boss?
Hold on. Are you really even making money with this thing like that? Like, don't worry about my job. I'll get paid at my job.
I'm working with somebody who made a lot, making more than you, man.
Everybody says stuff like that. People approach me with, hey, man, look, you my boy. Let's just stay friends because I'm not into these type of things.
All right, well, hold on. I'm so sorry, man. I didn't mean to come off. I kind of got a little bit personal.
It's cool, man. It's cool. Like, I watched the video. It seemed like you got to be real good at sales, and I just don't think I got time for something like that, bro. But hey, look,
though we could make a lot of money together, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man.
I'm already making good money, bro. It's cool, man.
But you not though.
It's not for me. All right, that's it. No good, right?
Hello.
Hey, sir, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, bro. How about you?
Not too shabby. Thanks for asking.
Cherie over here talking to me.
What's that? Tell me.
Privacy management. Hey, good thing that you watched the video, right? Because we got something called ID Shield. So you're gonna need that, man.
I saw that part, man. I actually man, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, man. What did you like most about what you saw?
It's crazy. The ID Shield service, like me and wifey, we literally just got hit with identity theft. So
man.
So that really stood out the most when I saw that part.
Yeah, bro. I can say the same for myself because I was a victim of identity theft on driver's license fraud. And this company literally helped me with that exact issue. So I'm excited for you taking a look at that. But I mean, what about the opportunity side of it? I mean, what'd you like about that part of it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I like the money.
Yeah. Look, man, me too. Was there anything stopping you from, getting started with this? If there was like one thing, would there be something that kind of would hinder you from getting started with this, man?
Yeah, man, like my schedule, like I work full time. I got Bradley, wife, and volunteer a lot. Man, my schedule's like super, super tight. So I'm not even sure like how much time I'll be able to put into this.
Yeah, I can respect that for sure. And just being able to relate to that, working 50 to 60 hours a week in a restaurant, right? Like super busy, just like yourself. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about this, because I know that you're busy, I'm busy, and busy people like to make money while they're busy. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, no, that's true.
So
that's
for
true.
sure, man. So let me ask you this, like if you were to get started with this, right? Let's just say you got started with this. How much money would you need to make it worth it for you?
That's a good question. I would have to say, man, maybe about like $2,000 a month or so. I think that would really, on top of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's a good goal. How many hours a week do you think you would be willing to put towards that goal?
Man, if it would be a small, probably I would say 5 hours a week, maybe 10, just depending
Okay.
on the week. Yeah.
All right, 5 to 10 hours a week. And how long would you be committed to doing that until you reach that goal, right? To make it worth it.
Yeah, I could definitely give it like 6 months or so. Like
Okay.
it has to be worth my time. Like after 6 months, if I'm not really seeing that, then I don't know if it's gonna work for me.
Right. Okay. So I mean, what it sounds like to me is that, if we were able to help you to make about $2,000 extra, right? Spare time, part time, in your spare time, because it's only 5 to 10 hours, right? That would kind of make it worth it for you to get started with us today. That's what it sounds like, right, to me.
Yeah. If you can show me how to do that, man, we'll make it work.
That would be just simply connect you with some of the leaders after we get you started, because we have so many people that are just really, really good at helping people to get paid and promoted and launch their business in your spare time. So after we get you started, man, on our website, I'll definitely get you on the phone, right, with some of our other leaders so that you can hear their story as well. Is that good?
Okay, that sounds good, man. Sounds good.
All right. Okay. All right. Perfect.
All right, what's up, guys? Hey, we made it. It has been an incredible evening. I hope that you've gotten some value out of it. If you have, make sure light up the chat, right? Name one thing that you got out of it. Was it the hilarious self trio? Was it maybe a business solutions tip? Maybe it was a prospecting tip you got out, right? Just, whatever it was, put it in the chat. But hey, before we get to any further things, right, we have a couple more giveaways. And shout out to our folks on Zoom, our VIPs. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to Ray, Malik Self, and Miss Katya Joseph for holding that down. But here we have two winners for a swag bag. First, we have a shirt winner, Miss Alexis Williams. Absolutely. And, it's one thing to build a business, right? Building a business, making income, protecting families. Of course, that's what you want to do. But it's the culture, it's the relationships, it's the glue that binds things together that really, makes a family and something that you want to really stick around and say, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's what the Young Pros is all about. Number two, we also have Nick Rubin. Hey, appreciate you, sir. We got it coming to you. So what you see now, this is our council. This is our Young Pro Council, of course. Several of those folks are on the VIP. They're holding that down. They're working. Appreciate you guys. But this is some of our council members, and we couldn't put on these events. We couldn't put on the weekly events and the podcast and the Instagram and the YouTube and the three-way calls and all the stuff without these people right here. These are hard workers inside their business with Young Pros, and they're always giving selflessly. But I think didn't we have something that we're gonna? Did we have something?
We got something.
We had something.
Yeah.
Why don't? Okay.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead?
Can I tell him?
Yeah. Go ahead and tell him.
All right, we out. No, I'm just playing. So listen up, man. I am so excited. I'm so excited to introduce to you the newest council member for the Young Pros, none other than Mr. Mikael Hancock. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Scoot out. Yo! Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
So here's the deal, right? We have great men and women in this room, that have done incredible things. But from the start of the Young Pros, this guy does not miss a call. He does not miss a training. He's one of those guys that's like, hey, we need something. He's like, I don't care what it is. The answer's yes. I'll drive from North Carolina. I'll bring my stuff. I'll be there. And this guy always shows up, and we're so glad that he's here. He's going to be one of our new council members, so stay tuned. But won't want to join us by the rest of the game. All of our speakers and all the trainers, these great people, come join us, guys. Marcus Twine, Andy Enterkin, Bob and Kim, all the way from California. Mr. GoPro himself. Miss Dia, she's always here with us, and
I catch everything behind the scenes.
And I don't know if we can pull this off, but we have a man behind the scenes, Mr. Daniel Gonzalez. Now, you don't see him, obviously, because he's working hard right now, but he's actually the MVP of Florida. He's a ring earner, and Anybody that was here last year knows we could not do that without somebody manning the station, because the ones that we had, I mean, you know, we're going to leave them nameless. But all right. Well, hey, the only other thing that I can say is you guys have a great evening. For everybody, if you have the VIP link, we're going to hang out there. We have an after party, so all our VIPs, stay put. We got some music. We're coming at you. We're going to have a great time. We're going to open up the cameras. We're going to hang out.
Before we go,
yes?
Can we get the mic to Miss Janae Cherie Tucker to end us the proper way?
Well, I was going to say there's only one more thing you can say.
Only one.
You know you want to be a young pro. You know. One more time. You know you want to be a young pro. You know. Yeah.
Everybody.